Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I'm your host, Delwin Camera Guy, and in this episode, we're going to be taking a look at the OEM battery grip for the Sony a7R II or a7 II, a7S2. Let's jump into it right now. All right, a couple things. I picked up the battery grip from B&H Photo. So this box here you see is from B&H Photo. Hopefully I can open it well. Right now, I don't know if it's still happening now, but the battery grip is on sale for, I think they took off like 50 bucks off the overall price. So I think the original price was $350. It's going for like $299 right now. So if you're in the market for one, I think it's a good opportunity to pick one up. Okay. Got that already out of the way. Here's the actual box. I am going to be doing a physical comparison to the 5D Mark III with a battery grip because, again, I'm looking to make comparisons to the 5D Mark III and the Sony a7R II. So the box itself, if you can see up there on my top cam, gives information about the battery grip, how to use it, what it does, shows you some images, but let's go ahead and open up the actual box. Okay. Opening up the box, on the very side here, we have some instruction manuals here. I hope I don't need to know how to use this, but it does give a very detailed diagram of what you need to do to make sure that it works correctly. So I'm gonna try and do this without looking at the manual. Hopefully I don't break anything. Box seems packaged well. And there's like a warranty card inside of the box, but nothing crazy like that. Okay, so here it is. Go, show you right there. And here is the battery grip unit for the a7R II or the a7 II line of cameras. First of all, the first impressions on the grip, it doesn't feel as grippy as the original material on the a7R II. That's kind of what I'm feeling right now, is that this material feels slightly off from the OEM battery grip. So we'll find out about that in just a little bit. But right here, there is a little open and close. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it to open. And then I'm guessing that's gonna let me pop out the door. So this little door swings open right here, and then I think there's this little purple latch that's in there, and then you just kind of pull that back, and this little cage here comes out, and this cage here will hold our two batteries. So I'm going to go ahead and pop into NP-FW50 batteries in here. So all right, I got my two batteries. Popped it right back in. Close it. Now on the a7R II, at sort of the base area here, you can remove the battery door, which is really easy. There's like a flip mechanism that's on here. You just kind of flip it, and then this little guy comes right off of there. So really easy to do. And then there is a home right here. There is a home for this. I'm gonna zoom in here. Right. There's a little compartment right here on the side where you can store All right, there we go. Finally got it in there. Other than that, I think that's it. I'm gonna pop this into the door. Right. Hopefully I'm doing this right. Kind of turn that in there, right? Okay. So here's the body with the battery grip. It does add some heft to it. It does make it a lot easier to grip. As far as my first impression, this top button feels very similar. This top button that's right here feels very similar to the top button that originates there. I have access to my C1, C2, which feels very similar. The C1, C2 buttons up here feel very similar to that one up there. I got my back dial right here. I got my front dial, my back dial. I still have access to my rear wheel back here. C3, autofocus, manual focus button, and so forth. But it feels, I'll tell you right now, this grip feels really nice. I don't know how the third-party non-OEM brands feel, but I will tell you right now that the OEM grip, again, this is just first impressions, feels very solid. Okay, it feels very solid in the hands, and it still does not feel overly heavy. And now when I grip it, my hand has a place for the whole area there, which is really nice to have. And then if I'm doing portraits, the grip does feel kind of thin on the end here, but it's still grippy. I can still hold on to it. Okay, so I'm gonna have it right there, kind of in frame. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna show you the 5D Mark III. Very simple battery grip procedure here. I've got my battery grip for the 5D Mark III. This is apparently an OEM model. Pop it in there. So I've got my battery grip. And mount this in here. Got that. Pop it in. Again, we're just doing a size comparison with the 5D Mark III. I kind of want to show you the size of this camera compared to the a7R II, kind of give you a feel for the size. So on the top view cam, you can kind of see the size of the two bodies, and you'll see sort of the size of the a7R II. Put it onto its side. You can definitely see a slight difference there, especially on the base of the camera. At the top, you'll definitely see some thickness differences there, as well as the bottom. Now let's go ahead and mount a native lens on the a7R II. See how that feels. So here it is with the 55, the Zeiss 55 1.8. I mean, the 55 1.8 already felt really good on this camera system without the battery grip, but it feels all right. It's not bad at all. Let me go ahead and mount a much heavier lens onto the camera. So I've got this Sigma 35mm art with an adapter. I'm gonna go ahead and mount it on there. This lens is substantially heavier, so we're gonna see kind of how the balance is on this camera. Give you my impression on that. Okay, so now I've got the Metabones, sorry, not the Metabones, but I got the Sigma 35 art on here. And as far as the weight, it doesn't feel bad at all. It is front heavy, but having the grip adds a lot of stabilization to the overall feeling of the body. Let me go ahead and turn this on. Pop it in. There we go. By the way, with the calm light adapter, the 35, for some reason, the Sigma art lens works really well on it, but not so much on my other lenses. But for sure on the Sigma 35 art, it works well. Let's see, the dials I'm testing out the dowels right now on the battery grip. They feel pretty good. Buttons feel very clicky. No problems at all with those. So I like that. Well, there you have it, folks. Again, I don't know everything. This is really an unboxing and first impression of the battery grip and how it feels on the camera. For one, I'm going to tell you right now, it feels really good in the hands. I've picked up the Zeiss 85, the Batis 1.8, so I'm waiting for that to come in. But overall, I do like the feel of the battery grip on here. It's going to definitely add a lot more uses, especially with battery life and not having to worry so much about battery life when I'm shooting. I will be, again, testing out the a7R2. I'm going to be shooting a school play, shooting some school events, and recording some video with it. So make sure, if you're interested in seeing that, make sure you subscribe and stay tuned for it. Folks, I don't know everything. Like I said, if you have any questions or comments about any of the items that were in this video, go ahead and leave them down below. If you did like this video, consider giving it a like. It does help me out in getting more visibility for my channel. And if you do like the stuff that I'm producing and you want to see some more information about the new Sony cameras, go ahead and consider subscribing. And with that said, I'm your host, Camera Guy, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.